On July 20th, 1969, the world watched in awe as Neil Armstrong took his first steps on the moon. Yet, even as we celebrate this historic event, a persistent shadow of doubt lingers. A small but vocal group continues to believe that the moon landing was an elaborate hoax staged by the US government. Why, despite overwhelming evidence, does this belief persist? What drives individuals to embrace a narrative that contradicts scientific consensus and historical records? The moon landing, while a remarkable feat of engineering and human endeavor, coincided with a period of significant social and political upheaval. The Vietnam War, the Cold War, and the Watergate scandal eroded public trust in government and institutions. This climate of suspicion created fertile ground for conspiracy theories to flourish. For some, the idea that the government could orchestrate such a massive deception was not so far-fetched. The moon landing hoax theory, like many conspiracy theories, offers a sense of control in a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable. This sense of control can be particularly appealing during times of uncertainty and anxiety. To understand the moon landing hoax theory, we must journey back to the Cold War era, a time of intense rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union, where space exploration symbolized this struggle. The moon landing was a symbolic triumph for the United States. However, Cold War rivalry sowed seeds of doubt, fueling conspiracy theories. While whispers of a staged moon landing may have circulated in the immediate aftermath of the event, it was not until the publication of Bill Kaysing's 1976 book, We Never Went to the Moon, America's $30 billion Swindle, that the conspiracy theory gained significant traction. Kaysing, a former technical writer who had worked for Rocketdyne, a company involved in the Apollo program, claimed to have inside knowledge of NASA's deception. His book, riddled with factual errors and unsubstantiated allegations, nevertheless struck a chord with a segment of the public already primed to distrust the government. Kaysing's book became a blueprint for future moon landing deniers, laying out many of the arguments that would become central to the conspiracy theory. He claimed that NASA lacked the technical capability to land humans on the moon and return them safely to Earth. Despite the absurdity of many of his claims, Kaysing presented them with an air of authority, claiming to have insider knowledge of NASA's operations. This apparent authority, coupled with the growing distrust in government fueled by events like the Watergate scandal, resonated with a segment of the population. The moon landing hoax theory rests on a foundation of misinterpretations, cherry-picked evidence, and outright fabrications. Proponents of this theory point to a range of supposed anomalies in the Apollo mission footage and photographs as proof of a grand deception. One of the most common arguments revolves around the American flag planted on the lunar surface. Conspiracy theorists claim that the flag's apparent waving in the windless environment of the moon is proof of fakery. However, the flag was designed with a telescopic pole to give it the appearance of flying. The ripples in the flag are not caused by wind, but by the way the astronauts handled it, and the way it settled after being unfurled. Another frequently cited piece of evidence is the lack of stars in the lunar photographs. Hoax proponents argue that if the landing was real, the astronauts should have captured countless stars in the pitch-black lunar sky. However, this absence is easily explained by the limitations of photographic technology at the time. The bright lunar surface and the astronauts' white suits required short exposure times, which prevented the faint light of distant stars from registering on film. The media has played a complex role in the moon landing hoax theory. It has provided a platform for hoax proponents and fueled public interest with books and documentaries. The film Capricorn 1, depicting a faked Mars landing, tapped into public distrust and lent credence to the hoax theory. However, the media has also debunked the hoax with scientific evidence and expert analysis. This highlights the double-edged sword of information dissemination in the digital age. To fully understand the enduring appeal of the moon landing hoax theory, we must look beyond the specific claims and delve into the psychological factors that make conspiracy theories so alluring to some individuals. Conspiracy theories often provide a sense of order and control in a world that can feel chaotic and unpredictable. By believing that they have uncovered a hidden truth, adherents can feel empowered, as if they are privy to secret knowledge that most people are oblivious to. This feeling of control can be particularly appealing during times of uncertainty, social unrest, or personal hardship. The moon landing, a monumental achievement that represented a triumph of human potential, may ironically trigger feelings of insignificance or powerlessness in some individuals. The idea that such an extraordinary event could be faked provides a sense of agency, a way to reclaim a sense of control in the face of something that feels overwhelming or even threatening to one's worldview. Moreover, conspiracy theories often tap into our innate desire to find patterns and meaning in randomness. The human brain is wired to seek connections, and sometimes it sees patterns where none exist. The persistence of the moon landing hoax theory, like many other conspiracy theories, is not solely due to individual psychological factors. It is also a product of social dynamics, particularly the spread of misinformation and distrust through social networks and online communities. In the past, conspiracy theories were often confined to niche groups or publications. However, the internet has created an interconnected ecosystem where misinformation can spread rapidly and widely, transcending geographical boundaries and social barriers. Online platforms, forums, and social media groups dedicated to the moon landing hoax theory provide a space for like-minded individuals to connect, share information, and reinforce each other's beliefs. Within these echo chambers, dissenting voices are often silenced or ridiculed, creating an illusion of consensus and making it difficult for individuals to encounter alternative viewpoints. Furthermore, the algorithms that power many social media platforms are designed to promote engagement, often prioritizing sensationalized content that evokes strong emotional responses. Conspiracy theories, with their inherent intrigue and potential for outrage, thrive in this environment. Despite the overwhelming scientific evidence supporting the authenticity of the moon landing, the hoax theory persists, fueled by misinformation, confirmation bias, and social reinforcement. Debunking efforts often face an uphill battle, as simply presenting facts is often insufficient to change deeply held beliefs. In fact, attempting to directly refute conspiracy theories can backfire, leading to a phenomenon known as the backfire effect, where individuals double down on their beliefs when challenged. Therefore, effective debunking strategies require a more nuanced approach. One promising avenue is to focus on building trust and fostering critical thinking skills. By equipping individuals with the tools to evaluate information critically, to distinguish between credible sources and misinformation, we can empower them to make informed decisions about what to believe. Another effective strategy is to address the underlying psychological and social factors that contribute to conspiracy belief. By fostering open dialogue, encouraging empathy, and addressing feelings of uncertainty or powerlessness, we can create an environment that is less conducive to the spread of misinformation. The enduring allure of the moon landing hoax theory serves as a stark reminder of the challenges we face in an age of rampant misinformation. It highlights the human tendency to seek patterns, embrace narratives that provide a sense of control, and cling to beliefs even in the face of overwhelming evidence to the contrary. While the moon landing hoax itself may seem like a harmless curiosity, it is symptomatic of a larger cultural trend of distrust in institutions, experts, and evidence-based knowledge. This distrust has real-world consequences, eroding public faith in science, undermining democratic processes, and hindering our ability to address pressing global challenges. As we navigate the complexities of the digital age, it is imperative that we cultivate critical thinking skills, promote media literacy, and foster a healthy skepticism that is rooted in reason and evidence, not fear and speculation. The moon landing, a testament to human ingenuity and our collective potential, should serve as a beacon of inspiration, not a source of division and distrust. By embracing a spirit of curiosity, open-mindedness, and a commitment to evidence-based inquiry, we can honor the legacy of this historic achievement, ensure that the truth, like the footprints on the moon, leaves an indelible mark on history,